So we'll continue with this video 14. Okay, so here we will see National STD Control Program, that is sexually transmitted diseases. So these are major health problem again when we see all over the world, including India. So in 1974, the Boer Committee, okay, so it was a Boer Committee, it recommended that STD should be dealt by special organization with the provinces. Then the annual incidence of STD in India are reported to the Central Bureau of Health Intelligence during 1989 was approximately 14 million. So this was approximately to 14 million. The National STD Control Program has been in operation since the mid 1950s. So we see that it has been it was started in the mid of 1950. The program is clinically based and covers only 5% of all STD patients in this country, with the majority of patients attending private healthcare providers, the informal sector, or resorting to self-medication. So we see that only 5% of the patients were covered, because some might go into the private healthcare providers, they can go and get treated, or sometimes informal sector they will go and get treated for this STD, or sometimes they are shy and they can go into self-medication. So before the first 5-year plan, healthcare providers, the informal sector, or before the first 5-year plan, there were 50 state administered sexually transmitted diseases in India. The need to strengthen the STD control program, especially the National AIDS Control Program. The phased approach to implement the STD control program in the 32 states and union territories has been adopted. So we see that before this first year first year 5-year plan, we see that there were 50 state administered clinics were given in India. Then they made sure that they have to strengthen this STD control program so that it will be reached to all the 32 states and union territories, and they have to adopt this National STD control program. Okay, then you have STD control program. So this National STD control program in India was started in 1946 with the arrival spread of HIV infection in the country. It was brought under the purview of National AIDS Organization in the year 1992. So we see that this STD control program was actually started somewhere in the year 1946. Then with the arrival spread of HIV infection, so what happened? It was spreading all over the nation. So they made it that they brought the purview of National AIDS Organization in the year 1992. So though it was started in 1946, it was made a little more publicized in the year 1992. So what are the objectives of STD control program? Main objectives are to reduce STD cases and thereby control HIV transmission by minimizing the risk factor. So we know that they have to reduce the STD cases, and STD, one of the cause of HIV is also STD. Right, so they made sure that that also is brought down. Then to prevent the short term as well as long term morbidity and mortality, so bringing down the disease rate and death rate that was caused because of STD. So these were the objectives. Next, talking about the strategy. So we will see what are the strategies. So in order to accomplish these objectives, following strategies have been incorporated in the strategic plan. So they had a strategic plan so as to prevent and control the STD as outlined in strategic plan for the prevention and control of AIDS in India are the following. Then what are the main strategies we will see? So adequate and effective program management, and then prevention of the disease, that is AIDS and HIV, that is mainly through IEC and promotion of safer sexual behavior by the use of condoms. Then adequate and comprehensive case management includes diagnosis, treatment, individual counseling, partner notification, and screening for other diseases. So making sure adequate diagnosis is done, treatment is given, individual counseling is provided, then partner notification, and then screening for other disease. So bringing the partner, because one is infected well enough, the other also will be infected. So doing that together. Then increasing access to health care of STD by strengthening existing facilities and structures and creating new facilities whenever necessary. So if there is any requirement of the new facility, then making sure that starting up with the new one along with the existing one, so they will strengthen by giving adequate manpower resources to the existing facility. Next, we have early diagnosis and treatment of mostly asymptomatic infection through case finding and screening. Okay, so what are the action of National STD Control Program? So what are the main action that they concentrate? So when we see actions, the following major actions have been taken along the lines suggested in the strategies, like training of health workers, so both in public as well as in private, in order to give comprehensive STD case management. So in order to, the training, the personals to be given good effective care, so making sure that they are trained well, both in government and private sector. Then development of appropriate laboratory services for the diagnosis of STD. Then conduct of microbiological, socio-behavioral and operational research has to be done. Then surveillance to assess the epidemiological situation and monitor and evaluate the ongoing STD control program. Okay, so that has to be done. Then one of the major actions taken along the line suggested in the strategies was strengthening the existing facility and structure of STD clinic. So major action, when we see, we have to make sure that it should be strengthened. The existing already whatever hospitals or public sectors they are having, private or public sectors, where patients for STD are being treated, making sure that they give adequate professional training, adequate manpower, adequate resources, so that they will be effective in providing good, care. So existing facility and structure of STD clinics has to be strengthened in order to carry out good care. So these are the various actions. Okay, so yeah, fourth point, surveillance is nothing but close observation should be done. Okay, where all the outbreak is there and how all they are being treated, and evaluate the effectiveness of the program. Okay, so this is all about our STD control program. So next we will go to National Control Program of Blindness. So we will continue in this. Okay, so when we say National Control Program, you will see what it is. The WHO has defined what is blindness as visual acuity of less than 3/60 Snellen or its equivalent. Okay, so they say WHO, it has identified what is that when the Snellen chart, so normal vision is 20/20, but here when the visual acuity becomes 3/60 or its equivalent, or inability to count fingers. Okay, when you show the fingers, they are not able to identify in daylight as at a distance of 3 meters. You stand and you show them how much is this, how much is this. If they are not able to see, then it is also considered for a person to be blind. India has 6 million blind out of 38 million blind present in the world. So that is a census or the incidence that we can see. The National Program for Control of Blindness was launched in the year 1976 as a 100% centrally sponsored scheme with the goal to reduce the prevalence of blindness from 1.4% to 0.3%. As per survey in 2001, prevalence of blindness is estimated to be 1.1%. So rapid survey they have done, and they have found out that National Control for Control of Blindness during 2006-07 showed reduction. So after the program, it also showed that there were reduction in the prevalence of existing disease, which was from 1.1% to 1%. So various activities and initiatives has been taken under 5-year plan. NPCP are targeted towards achieving the goal of reducing the prevalence of blindness to 0.3% by the year 2020. Now making sure for every program, make sure you have to know the case burden, how much it is, how much population are affected, and after the intervention, how much of the cases have been brought down. So that has to be focused. So we'll see what are the main causes of blindness here in the diagram. So you can please go through this chart, which says that corneal blindness, refractive error, glaucoma, posterior segment disorders, other surgical complication, posterior capsular opacification. So all this are given. Please read and by heart this. And then next we will go to goals and objectives of NPCB in 12th plan. Okay, so here we see what are the, we'll just see what are the goals and objectives. So it is to reduce the backlog of blindness through identification and treatment of blind at primary, secondary, tertiary level on assessment of the uh, overall burden of visual impairment in the country. So, treating blindness in first primary, secondary, tertiary level so that they can bring down the cases. Next, to develop and strengthen the strategy of NPCB for eye health and prevention of visual impairment through provision of comprehensive healthcare services, quality service delivery. So when they give good service, okay, so treating glaucoma or making sure that there are no complications after eye surgery, so like that, when they take care, they can bring down the cases. Okay, and then to strengthen an upgradation of RIOS to become Center for Excellence in various subspecialists of ophthalmology. So making sure that eye specialist or eye hospitals or in the field of ophthalmology, where the retinal care institutions or organizations are made sure that they are functioning well, at the center of excellence. So in order to bring down or which can lead to blindness, to strengthen the existing and developing additional human resources infrastructure, providing qualitative eye care in all districts of the country. Then to enhance community awareness on eye care and lay stress on preventive measures. So bringing in a community awareness, okay, and teaching them how it can affect. Again, diabetes plays a vital role because it leads to retinopathy. So retinopathy institution organizations can be kept where they can take care of it. So giving them or any kind of visual impairment is notified, immediately referring to the hospital or going to the hospital is very important, or any injury to the eye. Okay, so bringing a community awareness to increase and expand research for prevention and blindness and visual impairment. Okay, so research, conducting various research and find out what are the various causes and how it can be prevented. To secure participation of voluntary organization, private practitioner in eye care. So making sure that we involve non-voluntary organization people, private specialist doctors to work on this. So these are all the various goals and objectives of NPCB. Next we will see what are the plan and action. So here if you see, mainly in India there are 3 headings, that is basic program components, program organization, strategic plan for Vision 2020, right to sight in India. So we will see what are their various this thing and what are their various plans to eradicate this blindness. Okay, I think we'll continue in the next video.